Welcome class 9th to Rock and Rock Cycle chapter 6. Today we are going to read about rocks, the difference between mineral and rocks, type of rocks, igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic, their characteristics and their formation, and also rock cycle. Now see children, our planet Earth consists of three main states of matter. We all know that. Atmosphere in the gaseous, hydrosphere in the liquid, and lithosphere in the solid state. And litho in Latin means rock or stone. So lithosphere can even be called rockosphere. And lithosphere forms the outer crust of the earth on which our continent and ocean basins rest. You can see in figure 6.1 the section of the earth's lithosphere. See the lithosphere, the crust, which is the uppermost solid layer. Then we have the mantle, which can be divided into the uppermost solid mantle and the lower mantle. Then we have the core in the liquid state and the solid state. Coming to the difference between rock and minerals. So of course, rock can be defined as an aggregate of minerals which forms a more or less definite unit of the earth's crust. And if we define a mineral has a definite chemical composition with its own chemical and physical properties, and generally it has a crystalline form. Silicates and quartz are the common example of minerals. Now see children, in this table 6.1 we can classify rocks, igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks, and further they can be classified igneous rocks into intrusive and extrusive rocks, sedimentary rocks mechanically formed, organically formed and chemically formed. Now see children, most of the rocks are actually minerals of most of the rocks are the mixture of various minerals in different proportions, and rocks can be hard, they can be soft. A rock which has a large proportion of a single mineral is called an ore of that mineral. Example, magnetite is an ore of iron. Now coming to the continental part of the earth's crust, which is composed of main three type of rocks according to the origin, is we can classify them as follows: igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. All these vary in their origin, their occurrence and in their physical composition. Coming to the igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are also called the primary rocks because they were the first rocks to be formed, and they solidify from rock in a hot molten state known as magma, which is a molten rock material consisting of liquid, gas and crystals. See, igneous rocks are hard rocks. They do not have any layers, they do not contain any fossils, and moreover they are impervious because they are crystalline in nature. You can see the diagram of the igneous rocks. Intrusive as well as extrusive rocks are portrayed over here in figure 6.2. Two type of magma can be classified as the basalt magma, which is very hot, highly fluid, and silicate magma with a temperature of about 850 degrees centigrade and is highly viscous. You can see the diagram. Basalt is an igneous rock formed from volcanic lava which cools very fast, often producing these pencil-like columns. Then we can see the active volcano lava flow, the lava which comes out, which is ejected, the magma which is ejected out of the earth through the vent, how the forms an active lava flow. You can see the different kind of igneous rocks: syenite, granite and basalt is what they looks like. Now coming to the type of igneous rocks, we can classify them on the basis of the grain, the chemical composition and the mode of their origin. So on the base of silica present, the igneous rocks are classified as acidic igneous rock, and basic igneous rock. Acidic igneous rocks have more silica. Example is granite, and basic igneous rock have lower quantity of silica. For example is gabbro. And now on the base of occurrence, igneous rocks can be divided into intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive igneous rock are those when the magma which solidifies below the earth's surface remains surrounded by pre-existing rock. Solidification is slower. It forms rocks with larger crystals. And on the base of the depth and place of cooling, the intrusive igneous rocks can be divided into plutonic igneous rocks and hyperbasal igneous rocks. See, igneous rock of deep seated origin are known as the plutonic igneous rock. They are formed at the great depth in the earth's crust, and cooling and crystallization have occurred slowly, and so examples can be cited as granite, gabbro, batholith. Hypobasal igneous rocks are small scale igneous intrusions. Example is sill and dike, formed due to the cooling and solidification of rising magma during the volcanic activity in the crack, the porcelain just beneath the earth's crust. Now see, apart from these intrusive igneous rocks, other intrusive rocks can be classified as batholith. Now you can see the diagram, that the diagram is in the another chapter of lesson 7 volcanoes, figure 7.3. You can see the diagram. I can show you the diagram over here. You can see the intrusive forms of igneous rocks. We are going to read about the igneous rocks, intrusive forms. Batholith is a large mass of igneous rock, almost always granite, covering about 100 square kilometer area. Floor is not visible. So we can see batholith. Then we come to the laccolith. Another form is laccolith, dome-like mass of igneous rock which arches the overlying sediment and has more or less flat floor. Then sill, coming to another form of igneous rock. It is a sheet-like body of igneous rock. It is formed when magma forces the way between two layers of sedimentary rocks and cools and solidifies over there. They are formed from highly fluid basaltic magma which can be injected between the older rocks without deforming them. Then we come to stalks, which are composed of graphite, the granitic rocks, Stalks are also composed of the granitic rocks like the batholiths. And coming to another form of intrusive igneous rock are dikes, which are also sheet-like vertical columns or slanting body of intrusive igneous rock. Now coming to the extrusive igneous rocks. The extrusive igneous rocks, these are formed by the solidification of magma above the earth's surface, and they include lava flow and volcanic ash. They are fine-grained, where basalt, gabbro, obsidian are typical examples. Coming to the basis of the nature of lava, extrusive igneous rocks can be divided into explosive and quiet. See, the explosive type of extrusive igneous rock, they are a result of the volcanic material in which dust, ash, which comes out forcefully through the vent or the lava deposited on the surface of the earth. And the quiet type, as the name indicates, it comes out quietly through the cracks or fissures in the earth and through the minor cracks. For example, the Deccan Trap region of Peninsula India is formed in this way. The black soil of Peninsula India is formed by the weathering of these igneous rocks. Now see, this is important, the characteristic. We can characterize the igneous rocks as follows. They are solidified from molten magma, usually do not occur in distinct beds or strata. They are not fossiliferous, and generally they are hard and water percolate in them with great difficulty. That is, they are generally impervious as they are crystalline. Then they are generally weathered by mechanical weathering or physical weathering, and they consist of silicates and example of valuable minerals like Iron ore, gold, silver, zinc, lead, aluminium, magnesium, manganese, mica, they are generally found in the igneous rocks. This much for igneous rocks. We can now start with the second kind of rock. The second type are the sedimentary rocks. They are also called the secondary rocks or the derived rocks because the material of which they are formed is derived from the other rocks. And these sedimentary rocks actually is formed due to the denudation. What is denudation? It refers to the disintegration and decomposition of rocks as well as the wearing away of the land surface, and the process of weathering and erosion provide the raw material which is needed to form these sedimentary rocks, which are deposited in layers or strata. Sedimentary rocks were laid down principally by sea, also by lakes, stream, glaciers, even by wind, and hence are called stratified rocks, and the layers is known as the strata. Now the type of sedimentary rock we can divide into a number of types according to the source, the nature of sediment, the origin, composition, and the mode of their formation. So they can be mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, which are actually built up fragments of pre-existing rocks. The various agents of denudation actually break the rocks, transport them to form new sedimentary rocks. Example of mechanically formed sedimentary rocks can be conglomerate, sandstone, siltstone, and shale. Now the type of chemically formed sedimentary rocks, for example, the example has been cited as sandstone, which is well exposed, easily recognized. Then we have conglomerate, which consists of rounded or sub-rounded fragments which are cemented together. Then we have siltstones, which is a fine grained mechanical rock. Then another kind of sedimentary rocks mechanically formed are the shale, also known as mudstone, which is most abundant sedimentary rock to be found, and the solidified deposit of mud and clay, which is known as shale. Then coming to organically formed sedimentary rocks, actually these are the remains of the form of the sea plants and animals which have been buried and preserved in these rocks for a long time and are called fossils. Among the organic rocks, limestone is the most abundant or mechanical rock composed of calcium carbonate CaCO3, also known as calcareous rocks. Typical example of these kind of rocks are limestone and chalk. Now coming to coal, often called the sedimentary, which is also a rock of sedimentary origin. And see how is coal formed. Various kind of decayed vegetation matter consisting of plant, twigs, etc. are buried in swamps, accumulated in great thickness, and in course of time, because of the pressure and heat, they lose most of their elements except carbon in stages and become peat, lignite, or coal, and are found on the sides of swamp forest and are called carbonaceous rocks. Then we have chemically formed sedimentary rocks, which are formed by the direct inorganic mineral compounds which precipitated form a salt water solution or hard part of organisms. Example of chemically formed sedimentary rock we can cite as deposit of the salt and gypsum in Rajasthan. Aeolian sedimentary rocks deposited after transport by winds. Example is loess. Glacial sedimentary rocks deposited by glaciers, and moraine is an accumulation of material which has been transported or deposited by ice. Petroleum, which also called rock oil, is a product of decayed vegetation and plant remains. And rock salt, another kind of mechanically formed sedimentary rock formed by the evaporation in Rajasthan in the saline lakes, for example the Dead Sea, the Aral Sea, Caspian Sea, and Sambar Lake in Rajasthan. Now we can characterize the sedimentary rocks as follows. The main characteristics of sedimentary rocks: The material of sedimentary rock is derived from pre-existing or the permanent rocks. However, igneous rock is the most important original source of inorganic mineral matter which form the sedimentary rocks. These rocks contain layers or strata, therefore also called stratified rocks. Sometimes horizontal and sometimes they are tilted due to lateral compressive and tensional forces. And mostly the sedimentary rocks are deposited in seas and ocean in a sequential order. They are characterized by different sizes of joints, and most of the sedimentary rocks are permeable or porous, and they contain fossils, that is the remnant part of the plant and animals. And moreover, the sedimentary rocks may be consolidated, they can be poorly consolidated, even unconsolidated. So now coming to the end, sedimentary rocks are of great economic importance and have been a great controlling factor in the development of the industry, society and culture. This much for today. In my next video, I'll be teaching you about the metamorphic rock and the rock cycle. Go through the video and also the classifications of each kind of rock. Thank you.